Modrons, Mo Problems, this week on The Hapless Heroes. Just going to add that Zero is now hanging dong to my notes.
Everybody add to their notes that Zero is hanging dong now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and tonight I am your host and DM as we continue this epic adventure in time. Before we get into what's going on around us, first I have to introduce the cast that is interacting with what's around us, and that's starting on my virtual left is Dave playing Zero, Valen's Avatar of War.
Good evening, everyone.
John is Lord Jarrell the Light.
I'm fairly certain you saved the world, Pregnant.
Mike is Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Always at my service.
Nicole is Boris the Butcher.
How many Modrons can I fit in my pocket?
And Zach is Pregnart.
All I want is to cast Earthquake.
So, speaking of things that weren't great ideas, Earthquake being among them, there were some also really good ideas.
Yeah, that was the best idea, right?
That were given by the group last time we met. And that was, we had all this disruption happening with the ley line and all these rogue Modrons because, Vecna had made some sort of, snide comment that you did the hard work for him. And then everything kind of went silent and all the Modrons stopped fighting.
Yeah, that's usually the word I use to describe Vecna is snide. That's his worst quality, I think, is his snideness.
And not just the absolute ruthless evil that he is and embodies.
I think the snideness overshadows everything else, really.
Yeah, very snide. If
it's just the extreme snidity coming from him.
If Vecna is one thing, he is very much snide. So
brimming with the snidiosity.
So much snide, it is unbelievable. Unfathomable.
If he was evil and polite, we wouldn't even be here.
No, I believe it. It's my least favorite part is the snide.
Yeah, I understand. I completely understand. But so that
have
happened.
We mentioned he's snide?
We have, but among other things that we should mention are the fact that y'all were falling and also came up with a great idea of parachuting yourselves down using the watery sphere that we realized kind of just gently floats to the ground, almost like a parachute, like a watery parachute, which is quite a brilliant idea. So we just have like a very bit of a twisted landscape here. Like the ground still, like the city is still split in two. There's this like large like chasm that you guys had to get your way over to like cross over into the Tower Plaza. Ebenezer and Filbert are there. Future Ebenezer is missing. He like disappeared into, or his spirit disappeared into the ley line itself prior to this disruption happening.
He's sincere though. I like that about him.
There is currently, reverse gravity being cast on by a whole bunch of wizards on the focal point of the ley line as the structure around it had been destroyed. So
you're welcome.
I'm just ignoring you now. I'm just going to keep going.
Who said that? Anyway, this is my show now. We're talking about snideness and villains. Snidely Whiplash. Has anyone ever heard of him?
Oh, I can server mute him. Hold on a second. Look, he can't speak now. Try to say something. We can't hear you. Listen, don't make me do this. Okay, don't make me pull this car over, children. I'm trying to tell the audience what's going on. So
I'm helping.
I don't think that you're doing the thing that you think that you're doing. What else is going on? yeah, so the ley lines going all types of crazy. I think the most recent plan you guys were trying to come up with is maybe teaching these rogue Modron who are all shouting different numbers and identifiers for themselves as they're coming to self-actualization for maybe the first time in their existence ever, to like have them maybe figure out how to rebuild the structure of the ley line to help support it permanently. But obviously, there's still the worry of what the hell happened to future Ebenezer, and are we really out of danger for right now? So we're opening up into that scene. Again, people are being directed into the tower. Hedrick is in there now dealing with all the people and like just keeping them calm while the crisis out here is dealt with, and the wizards focus on protecting this sort of bastion of, of the people of Uhl. So it's really you and a group of a few other mages, but Ebenezer and Filbert are staying out here to like assist and help figure out what to do. So they're available as like resources. Mildred Skutaboot, sorry, Pregnart, has gone inside. And
that's dumb.
Listen, she's got to deal with peeps. And we have to figure out, I guess, what the plan is and like what's about to happen. Like if there's what do we do next? Like why is everything completely broken? So I'm just gonna leave it up to you.
If I recall correctly, I, as Zero, attempted to take charge of the Modrons previously and failed on that check. So that's not a thing, right?
I mean, it's not a thing. It's just that, maybe we have to think about some other ways to work with them.
We need a different set of conditions for that to happen.
Sure. Again, they're all still just kind of figuring out what it is to be a singular thing. So they're all kinds of confused, and I'm sure, things can change rapidly here. But just
33 squared would be a hell of a guy to have around right now. He knows how to deal with this.
33 squared, the one that 30,
the one that we knew from back in the
31
day.
Squared.
31 squared. There was a couple of threes, okay?
33, I think it was 34 cubed or 33 cubed was what is the one that Filbert had mentioned interacting with.
Oh, probably written a few pages back.
But at this point, I mean, like there are dozens of these that are still intact and not just dust, that are sort of all just kind of figuring out what the heck is going on. So I'm gonna kind of just ask you guys real quick, what do you we asked, what's your next move before anything else happens here? Like, what kind of approach do you want to take? I know Jarrell at one point did try to do divine sense, somewhere near the ley line or whatever, and didn't necessarily get anything.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure that future Ebenezer hadn't merged with it in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, yeah, you don't really know what happened when he went in there, right?
Yeah, I know it went sideways.
It sure did,
literally.
But obviously, cause effect. You might be able to put some things together here as to the fact that might have been caused by him going in there, and there could still be some funny business happening, especially because it's taken a lot of work to stabilize this now.
Yeah.
So I guess do you have any questions? Is there a specific direction you want to take this, or like I said, you got mages around here, the plaza is in shambles, but this solution we have right now with the reverse gravity thing is very much temporary. It is a band-aid, and if those mages were to lose their concentration, that shit's going sideways again.
Literally.
Yes,
and figuratively.
Literally.
Boris looks around to see if she can see a clock, and if she can't see a clock, she's going to ask Filbert if he knows what time it is.
I feel like there would be a clock on the tower, because I just feel like that's just so apropos. And it looks to be as though it is... let's see, what time did I say the convergence was at its peak? I think it was about 3 a.m. was when everything was sort of hitting its apex. So at this point, it's probably been a few hours. So it's if anything, it's maybe we're at just pre-dawn, so 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Boris looks at the clock, panics, runs to Filbert, grabs him by both shoulders, and says, Filbert, I need you to teleport me to Emerton Gate Western Way right now.
What? Wait, why?
I have a thing, and I'm late.
Late for what? Did you see what just happened over here?
Yes, which is why I'm late, and I stayed to help, so I really need you to teleport me. I have a very important package to pick up. It might save the world.
What kind of package is this? Why can't you? I mean, at this point, if we're looking at end of the world situation, you got to just tell me. Like you can't just not tell me.
His name is Hector.
What is Hector?
He's a mount.
Dad? He looks up at Ebenezer, and Ebenezer's just kind of looking at you very puzzled. You know, I may have been suspicious. Would you have made this request at any other time? However, the situation and circumstances be what they are. Sure. How long do you need?
However long it takes for me to ride back from the place you're teleporting me to.
I could keep the door open, if you know what I mean.
I need enough time to walk 20 paces west and 10 paces north and then enter a code on a lock.
You've been talking to that old animal peddler.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I need to go get Hector because he's stuck in a box.
Very well. And Ebenezer, you see him begin to start casting something, and opens a temporary portal that links you very, because it's not that long of a distance between there and then the gate that you had mentioned.
Boris runs through immediately, not looking back.
Okay, Boris is gone for a moment. Everyone else. Ebenezer looks to the rest of you. Yes, so I guess while we wait here, you had mentioned figuring out a way to communicate with these Modron, and you can still hear in the background every now and again another one. They seem to just kind of be walking up to each other and bumping into each other and interacting with each other, being like, "Hello, I am 34 cubed. Hello, I am 46 squared." And they're just
Pregnart's also doing this with the Modrons.
Perfect. Yeah, Pregnart is walking among them. Are you just mimicking the things that you're hearing? Do you give yourself a designation as well?
No, my name is Pregnart.
Yeah.
And I say,
hello, my name is Pregnart.
Hello.
Oh, hello, my name is Pregnart.
Hello, I am 34
hello.
squared. Hello, I am 432 cubed.
Hello, my name is Pregnart.
Hello, I am 656 squared.
Hello, my name is Pregnart.
And ad nauseum. So that's happening in the background. And Ebenezer again looks at the rest of you. So the rest of you being actually Zero and Jarrell, because Quinn is still invisible. And he says, any ideas on how we may accomplish getting them to work together? Because it would take us far too much time to rebuild, to have to leverage all the resources to rebuild this structure and not risk harm to our citizens.
I'm not certain if they will listen, but some form of mass communication to all of them at once, if you could get their attention in some way, shape, or form.
can I cast message at 8th level?
Do we still have the pods of casting?
I think Hedrick took
those.
those with him.
But Ebenezer said that he could do that when I offered to him to use the pod of casting. He said he could do that on his own.
Yes. So wait.
He's also busy.
Well, kind of. He's also asking you what the plan is, or helping. Let's come up with something. He's gonna help.
Right.
All right.
But he is
suggesting mass communication.
But he is currently concentrating on making sure Boris gets back.
Is that a no? I cannot cast message at 8th level?
I don't think it's going to do anything more than what
You
want it to do.
You could probably cast normal message at 8th level if you really
I mean, if you really
to.
wanted to, you could cast it at 8th level. Will it have additional effects? No.
No.
It will still do the same thing.
Can I cast it like through a inverted funnel?
What?
I don't know.
No.
I'm just thinking. I'm just spitballing here.
Okay, all right. Well, you're still talking to the Modrons, so the adults are talking.
Hi, my name is Pragnar.
Is there a way we can utilize Pregnart's gregarious nature to somehow spread our word through the Modrons faster? And just ask them, have you heard the good news of Pregnart? Jarrell, how do we set up a Messiah figure in 5 minutes or less?
Wait, I've got a good idea. How about this?
Who's suggesting this? Because if it's Pregnart, Pregnart's got to talk to them.
I'm capable of being their Primus, but I can't be their...
How about I
Apostle of
change form
Primus.
to water, get them all slippery and wet with Pregnart liquid, and then while they're in that state, cast Shocking Grasp and message at the same time.
I don't think it's gonna have the consequent results that you're looking
No,
for.
this sounds like a good idea.
Look, I love the creative thought process here, but maybe there's a different angle we could pursue. A few moments later, zipping through the portal that Ebenezer created, bursts out how tall did I can't remember how tall I remember describing it as. I think I said it was like 4 feet tall or some shit like that.
The portal?
No, the
Hector himself.
Hector.
Well, the leg span was like 12 feet.
It was 12
if I
feet.
remember correctly.
Perfect.
But that's not how tall he was. That's just his leg span. I'm pretty sure because we went with like the maximum size of a standard Japanese spider crab,
Mhm.
which is 12 feet from claw to claw. He was big enough to ride.
Yeah,
that was the big
but
thing.
a-
was
but
like
a
he is
large enough-
specifically,
but-
like designed like he's got like a built-in like saddle
yes.
on his back.
larger
right?
torso, right, than like a
Yeah.
traditional spider crab, because they're like, they're all leg for the most part. So like
Yeah. This is like a big, strong, beefy.
exactly like a beefy
Version of
spider
that.
crab, like a giant crab meets spider crab, giant crab with spider legs.
That makes more sense than my thought, which was like a Rottweiler spider crab.
Yeah. So that's what you see bursting out through the portal with a Boris atop it. Boris, while you are riding Hector, your movement speed is doubled. So we'll just go 60 feet. So I don't want to say doubled because then I'm going to get myself into a problem if I suddenly you double your movements. We do the doubling and the doubling, and then this language goes out the window. You will have a movement speed of 60 feet, an additional 60 feet. I mean, you can use it like a normal mount outside of combat, but like in combat, because like if you can move like almost like a 360 degrees with this thing without really having to turn or deal with any of the other like mounted combat. Like there's some rules for that, but I don't really want to get too bogged down in mounted combat. But your movement speed is increased, and you have a climb speed of 30 feet. Meaning that you can climb and stay on walls as Hector literally digs his like armored claws into the things that he's climbing up on.
Dope.
I feel like that's pretty good for a rogue. I feel like positioning is everything for a rogue, so why not? That's a good tool. And like there's like a brief like scream of horror as like Filbert starts yelling to his dad, close it, close it, close it, like as you're about to run through it, but then he sees you on top of it, and like portal closes right as you pop through, and you just kind of like skid over like and on this like cobblestone like like landing you guys are on, and like hero pose, I guess.
Yeah, with a sword over my head for drama.
Perfect.
I got it out of my pocket, but nobody else really knows. I just suddenly have sword.
Sure.
My pocket says I have 5 of them.
Mm-hmm. My pocket says I have 5 of them.
4 not awesome swords, it specifies. 4 assorted swords, none of which are awesome, so just basic swords. And then I also have the crazy evil
sword that should probably never be let out of that pocket ever.
Yeah, which is fine because I can't touch it or I would have used it by now for sure. So yeah, I'm just holding one of the crappy swords.
I mean, you could touch the sword; it would just hurt you while you used it.
Right.
It would hurt you a lot. It might do. It might do other things. A sword made of such dark magics as that.
Tempting. We'll come back to that later.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm not telling you to like just ignore it entirely. It is something that you still possess on your person.
You strap it to the crab.
Can you strap it? I don't know. And Ebenezer does say, you know that those are illegal to have. And you know what? Never mind. That's not even a discussion that's worth having right now.
Who's going to enforce it now?
Weird.
Okay. Anyways, we were talking about potentially mass communicating to these Modron, but like, how am I supposed to, like, what am I supposed to say to these machines? Like, I know what I've read about them and what most of us scholars have written. Our scholars have written about the Modron, but our knowledge of rogue Modron is very limited. They don't tend to cross to our plane very often. Is
there a way you can imbue this power of communication with either Zero or Pregnant? Zero being a robot and Pregnant being the most charismatic creature I've ever met in my entire life.
A robot, you say?
True.
Yes, Zero, you say. What exactly are you?
There was a second option.
So, we are several things, but... All right, and Zero kind of does the Cliff's Notes explanation of...
What makes...
All right, here's what Zero is.
What makes a Warforged.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
What makes a Warforged, including some of the technical points that he thinks Ebenezer might actually be able to grok.
You hear...
And then a separate just little bit on... We are also... the god of the dwarves.
In essence.
Yeah, more or less.
In spirit. In some weird duality that you exist in with each other.
Yeah. We think we might be capable of being their Primus. Or at least the attempt won't kill us.
I'm sorry, you said Moradin. Like Moradin, the god of the who created the dwarves.
And I've been a lot of things to a lot of people, but yeah, him too.
I've heard many crazy things from you all since you've arrived here, but I've also seen things I've never expected to see in a lifetime. Events that have shaken our world and still that are ongoing, which, by the way, I don't mean to, take time away, but obviously we have to discuss a plan while our mages do this. But it is we're dealing with things that even our strongest wizards and our most knowledgeable wizards know only theoretical information about. We've never had a god in our presence, let alone two. There must be a way. I will be right back. And you see him kind of just stand up straight, kind of hold his wand in front of his face, and he just disappears. And Filbert just kind of looks at you and rolls his eyes. He likes to do this a lot. Just give him a sec. And after a moment, just another poof, he pops back and he has a stack of books, in each of his hands, and he says, "Okay, Zero, how fast can you read?
How fast do you need me to?"
And he just kind of sets all of these books in front of you, this is everything that we've recorded and observed and written about, or has been written about, that we found about Modrons, the Outer Planes, Mechanus, Moradin, and related subjects.
What kind of paper is this on?
Is it mostly parchment?
Just trying to figure out how quickly I can turn the pages. That's going to be our limiter.
Oh, many of these books have been protected with low-level enchantments to preserve them throughout the course of time. I mean, some of the older books may look worn, but that is because we were only able to get to the point of preserving them later on when we discovered the magic to do so.
Fantastic. Let's find us a nice flat surface, and away we go.
Okay, so like you see Zero like literally just like speed reading, like just like through all these like, yeah, exactly, like speed reading montage. While that's happening in the backdrop, Jarrell, I can imagine you probably are a little unsettled. Also, Quinn is still gone. You know, he's like, he hasn't shown up or you know, like done much. Like, how is everybody feeling? How you feeling?
Well, Jarrell's concerned because of all of the rogue Modrons, for not just the fact there's a bunch of rogue Modrons, but the fact that there was a Primus that was in control of all of them. Now we don't see one.
Is there any sign of the Primus?
None. The sky is still cloudy as well.
There was a god, a demigod, and something else pretty damn close.
A god. It's essentially two gods doing battle, and it's quiet up there.
Right. One of them did not seem overly concerned about the fact that he was fighting a god. So, yeah, it's a bad sign. And Jarrell is just trying to, like, again, just watch this guy, see what's happening, but he's not necessarily saying anything out loud yet until he hears what Zero's idea is. But that's what he's thinking.
Okay. Yeah. Quinn, where are you, bud? I'm assuming you've probably been following them this whole time.
Yeah, I'm just observing without being observed.
Interesting. Is there anything that you would like to do to make your presence known, or are you still happy just observing?
I'm happy just observing for now. But I do want to ask, because like me as the player hasn't been here, so I'm just trying to like also catch up in my brain.
Right.
But I'm also trying to think like what do I notice about the Modrons, and like I'm trying to remember.
So they're all different shapes, right? Like there's some that are like cubes, there are some that are like pyramids, that are some that are like star shaped, some that are like shaped like shields with arms and legs. And they're all just kind of like walking around, bumping into each other, introducing each other to themselves and Pregnart.
Are any of the ones that are of the same shape bumping into each other?
I mean, they're all just talking to each other, but it's mostly just introductions over and over again.
Okay, I'm going to continue to just kind of observe that and Pregnart apparently, and then I will appear when I feel comfortable appearing.
Love that for you. I just, I figure I just want to shine the spotlight in your direction for just a moment, just in case, there was anything you wanted to interact with while you still had the benefit of this invisibility. But I will say that by the end of this episode, that's wearing off.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So moving to Pregnart. Listen, Pregnart, I know you had a lot of ideas. Not all of them were
Earthquake.
Great.
Electrocuting Modrons with a message. All of them golden.
Not all great, but what you do notice is that, I mean, all of the Modron appear, I guess, as pleasant as like monotone robotic creatures could possibly sound. Mm-hmm. Like, whereas before, obviously, they were fighting you. They were, it was shoot first, ask questions later, or just telling you to surrender, and
and they all retain and process information with like great efficiency, correct?
I mean, they did when they had a strong guiding
It seems like they have like
Hive
a new
mind?
central node. If I were to be so bold, it seems like they are all being connected with one Mr. Pregnart.
I wouldn't say that, but maybe you
I don't
feel
know,
that way.
they're all being introduced. They're all being they all have the Pregnart introduction.
That's
Introducing yourself to someone
very-
does not make you their god.
yeah, but that's okay. You know, this is good.
Can I roll for that?
I mean, you know what? Yeah, roll an insight. Roll an insight check as Pregnart, please.
Roll insight
Mhm.
as Pregnart. Ooh. It did roll on 20, then I went back. It's 18.
18.
Yeah.
These things probably couldn't even discern right now what is a god, as they are literally trying to figure out like their own personal existence for the first time ever. It's mostly confusion and aimlessness that is what you're detecting amongst these Modron, not Pregnart is our god and we worship him.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Interesting theory.
Yeah, interesting theory, Pregnart ponders to himself.
I am going to cast message on the next one that I see, which is
The one that has introduced itself to you as 136 cubed.
136 cubed. Okay. And the message will say,
Hello, I am pregnant.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
Charisma high, intelligence low.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. That's so good. That's so good. It's you hear it actually able to communicate back with you, and it says out loud though. It doesn't actually happen in your mind. It just says out loud, "Hello, I am 136 cubed. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
You should be our friends. All of the Modrons should be our friends and listen to us. We need your help to do a thing.
Friend.
Is there any way you can talk to each other?
Yes, I heard another Modron say friend before. Can you please define friend?
It's like someone who you watch a puppet show with and you make a food and eat it together. And if you have to save the world from a giant flashlight in the ground turning sideways all of a sudden, then you could do that with them.
It just stares at you blankly, and you stare blankly back at it. Hello, Pregnart. I am 136 cubed. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, friend.
Oh, we are friends now. Wait, let me introduce you to someone.
Where do you lead him off to?
where are either Jarrell or Zero?
They're like, so like you're okay. So like there's like the plaza, there's like the tower, the steps that go down from it. There's a little landing on top, and then like the plaza itself. So like the Modrons are down in the plaza. Zero and Jarrell are on top of this like the landing on top there, and then still talking with Ebenezer and Filbert, and that's also where Boris and company is.
Yeah, Pregnart leads 136 cubed up to Zero specifically, and says,
Zero, I made a new friend, and he is very easy to talk to. Maybe we'll see a puppet show with me. He seems to be down with it, and he wants to help us fix the ley line.
136 cubed it is a pleasure to meet you, Zero, my My, what an absolute integer.
It is a pleasure to meet you, friend. 100. It was 136 cubed,
Yes.
right? Okay. It is a pleasure to meet you, friend. 136 cubed. Yeah, and Zero stands to face him, just having finished the last of the stack of books. The gyro in his left forearm is like almost stinging, like from having spun so hard, just keeping everything steady as he flips through. Is making this about 2,600 hertz tone. Just like, Friend 136 cubed. How may I most efficiently address all of your brethren?
My brethren?
Your like units.
The other Modrons.
Yes.
Hello, I am 136 cubed. This is how we greet each other. We have been separated from our prime network. Unable to fetch directive.
I would like to reconfigure your prime network to flow through me.
This one, I don't have that.
As the lowest of the integers.
Not true.
The most absolute.
You're right. You're right. That's the angle I should be taking.
Not the lowest.
Yeah.
Just the most absolute.
Look, it's been a long time since I failed math, okay?
This is very much why I said absolute and not low.
Yeah.
Do you mean the lowest absolute value of an integer?
Yeah, yes, but like I'm just trying.
Yeah, that would also work.
Just let it be. Just let it be. All right. The joke was made. I feel like I did all right. Like, let's just move on. All right. I failed math too, but I you know. Anyhow, it's having a hard time processing your request. But it kind of like looks at you and says, "Are you able to connect to the Prime network?" This one cannot. I cannot have
Code.
access.
That Primus integer equals 0.
Not that simple, but I love that. Command, but it does say back to you, command not recognized, or insufficient permissions.
Type in help.
There's no type.
Bring up the command. Bring up the command key.
The Modron says again, I don't know where that came from. Say something else.
List commands.
Its Modron mouth disappears, and then what another one kind of appears. It looks more of just like almost like something like someone drew a mouth onto it, but it's like grinned teeth, and it's like all different colors and lights, like the old robots of like the illustrations of like the 60s and 70s. You know what I'm talking about? Like just like that, like very like weird like boxy mouth, and you hear some
like Rosie the robot.
Yeah, kinda.
From the Jetsons.
Kinda.
Is this one dressed up like a maid?
No. So
Rosie.
But you hear some like, bleeps and bloops and some interesting sounds coming from this thing. And it says, I'm trying to think of like just general commands. List.
Mop.
List. Name of directory. List. Directory contents. Set.
Does Zero not want to figure out any like kind of like more efficient interface with this thing?
One other thing Zero does He adjusts the holster on his hip and slides the pistol and its holster forward right into the front area.
Okay. Okay.
Trying to make myself a little more recognizable.
Recognize. Oh, okay. I understand. Recognizable.
By creating the dong from which to.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
Oh, to make yourself look like the Primus because he was hanging dong.
I hate you so much.
Yeah.
You got it.
I understand.
I hate you so much.
Just gonna add that Zero is now hanging dong to my notes.
Everybody add to their notes that Zero is hanging dong now.
Yep, added.
What have we become?
You at home, take note too.
Alexa plays Cigarro by System of a Down.
Oh my god.
I feel like we're at 0 dong 30.
No! No, Michael! No.
Oh my god.
I had to join in.
So
You
worth it.
might just hear that in the air, but you don't know where it came from.
That upsets me so much that you just did that.
Robodong.
Wow.
Never a dong answer
Oh
here.
my god. And the rails are gone again. So you've done that. You are now.
So we've got directory contents, and set as a subdirectory there.
And
it sounds
it's
like
list. Well, the real commands are like list and set. Is what this one is able to perform.
Okay. List and set. See.
This may sound strange, but you mentioned connecting to the network.
Correct.
Those 5-pointed Modron may have additional interfaces.
For the record, this one, is he triangular shaped, I guess?
This one was a pyramid, we'll just say.
a pyramid. Okay, because he was cubed. Okay.
I know it's not. I know a cube.
Pyramid.
I know a cube's a cube, but like just because.
Yes, but I can attach the number 3 to a pyramid shape at least, even though it would be 4. But we're not gonna. Yeah. Excellent. I shall introduce myself. In fact, better yet, Pregnart. Would you be able to introduce me to a 5-pointed friend?
Yeah, let's go.
And away we mosey.
Away they mosey. What are the rest of you doing as they mosey off? Just checking in again with the group. You're seeing something unfold here. Any investigations or anything you guys wanted to do at this point? Anything else you want to interact with?
Ebenezer is still near me and not focusing on bringing Boris to the portal, correct? Jarrell will walk over to him and ask, is there any way for you to determine, are there any gods still up there? There were 2 a moment ago.
Gods? I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah, just a moment. And he begins to start, casting a spell. It takes a few moments. While he does that, I'll say that as this finishes, this when you guys get to the 5-point, one of the 5-point Modrons. So he says, it's the strangest thing. I am not detecting any presence of gods above us. However, I am detecting at least a faint presence of a god in front of me and down by the Modrons. He looks at you and Zero, Jarrell. And wait, hold on a second. And he says, he looks over down the steps a bit. You, show yourself. I know you are invisible. There is God's energy among you too. Quinn, I think he's talking to you.
Hello.
And does Quinn disappear?
Sure, yeah.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, it's you. Wait. What is this? You possess something on you that also contains the power of the gods. For this, I'm sure. But it is not you.
Yes, I am the son of one.
But it's not you specifically. It's something that you have on your person.
It's the dong.
It's my vomit water.
I have vomit water on me?
Gross. It's the water, the south wind, like sea water that Nicole had, or that Boris had imbibed and then immediately blasted out. Because then once you guys arrived back, it all just shot itself back into your flask. Your special flask.
This old thing. Why, yes. This is quite magical.
But no, none above us. But I'd love to learn more about this presence I'm seeing on both of you. At least the spirit of Moradin was speaking to. I knew who I was addressing before, but I've never seen this type of divinity in magic before. This is of a power and concentration that I've just never quite seen in my studies. And I've seen a lot. Cool. Good talk.
So
Go team.
I'm trying to recollect something because it was a couple of weeks for me. But when I mentioned my name when I first got here, it was not a good thing.
It was not a good thing.
And so I am pausing to mention my father in this moment, but I feel like I need to. So
Boris is riding a fucking spider crab. I mean, come on, like
without it being a humble brag.
Spider crab.
Or maybe it is. You must have heard of Caesar Southwind.
The god captain that the pirates of the South claim to follow and believe in. Yes, I've heard of that. Oh, I didn't mean to speak out of turn. Sorry, I forgot that you are also a Southwind. But wait, you're not from this time. Okay.
No, I am his son.
You are the son of a god.
At your service.
You. I don't mean to judge. I apologize.
Yeah.
Just, okay. Well, what is this power? Like, what kind of, forgive me for sounding so forward, but what kind of powers do you have?
I can make us go fast on water.
That's amazing. Is that?
Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Is that all? Do you have any other divinity that you may be able to channel, or maybe assist us?
For lack of a better word, I can control water.
I mean, the frog can control water. I've seen him do it too. I mean, is he a god?
Yes. No.
I don't mean to sound so condescending.
What?
I
No.
genuinely can't help it. This is just my character flaw. Anyways, cool. That's could be useful. I guess should the city become suddenly flooded, we'll definitely need that.
Or on fire.
That is also true. Yes. Can you just make water appear?
No.
Oh.
But I can if I drink his flask.
So she can make the water appear. So is she the son? Are you the child of a god? No.
It's complicated.
Have you tried drinking the water, Quinn?
It is delicious.
You have tried drinking the water.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. You did drink a little bit of it.
I don't like you. You are, you are a rude little man.
just trying to suss out this group's apparent strengths. I mean, I've obviously seen amazing feats from some of you. Just trying to figure out, what everyone's role is here to play. That's all. So, Gerald, you also seem to possess the power of a god of some kind. Can care to explain that?
Part of how we ended up here was my ascension. I wasn't sure if it had actually worked. See, I don't know 100% if I can detect celestial powers or godly powers on my own being.
It's astonishing. It's almost as if it's a spark. It's something. There is just something inside of you that is just radiating this magic. It's incredible.
Yes, I had, just kind of started along my path, really. Not quite sure where it's headed at this point.
Good to know. We'll have to talk about...
But you don't sense Vecna or the Primus.
I do not.
In this realm or above us or anything along those lines.
I do not, and I fear for what that means. It seems that our realm has been temporarily spared, but we still have the problem of the ley line. For as long as I've known it, even before the structure was built, it was still vertical. It just needed to be harnessed. So this is...
It went up and down, and now it touched...
So this is new for us. That's the only problem that seems to still be present. But again, I worry for what it means for the rest, for the larger consequences of Vecna and the Primus and that battle and whatever happened up there. It's much bigger than I could imagine. So anyways, let's continue to talk about a plan. And there's some small talk as we move over to where Zero and Pregnant are walking to the 5-tipped Modron, or 5-pointed Modron.
Yes.
I'm assuming, so Pregnart, you are walking up to one that has introduced itself as Pentadrone 4.
Hello, my name is Pregnant.
Hello, I am Pentadrone 4.
Will you be my friend?
Define, wait, searching, language banks. Friend. I can be your friend. Are we friends?
What is your definition of friend?
A friend is someone who pinky swears and never breaks it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Does it have anything about the puppet shows?
No.
Alright, we need to make sure that gets added in later.
It's almost as if the game of telephone has ended here somehow. What can Pentadrone 4 do for you, friend?
I need to introduce you to my friend Zero, and he's a real smart guy, and he is going to talk to you about how we really need your help, and we really need you to be our new friend, and that's about it. You're Zero.
Zero, an absolute integer. This one is pleased to make your acquaintance.
Hello. Friend 136 cubed referred me to you, Pentadrone 4. I am absolute integer 0.
Absolute integer
Please
0. A pleasure, again, to make your acquaintance. I am Pentadrone 4.
A pleasure indeed. Please list commands.
Accessing. Set. List. Override. Dance.
Pentatron 4, dance.
Insufficient permissions to access dance command. Please enter root password. I don't know where that came from, friend.
Password cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Command dance.
Incorrect username or bad password. Please try again.
That's a good password.
Enter username ADMIN. Password null set.
Accessing. Override commands available.
What? Are you kidding me? They didn't change the default fucking admin.
I mean, isn't it like the first network? This is why it's the default.
Can we just make this our like? Can we like roll out the Hapless Heroes PSA like theme song at this point, folks? Please change the passwords on your routers and internet equipment from the default admin password to one of your own making, and don't just make it admin. This has been your friendly PSA from the Hapless Heroes.
And don't make it admin password either.
Yeah, none of those things. Like literally
don't
none of them.
Don't make password your password.
Do not do that.
All I know for now is that these are apparently Linksys branded Modrons.
But that's where I'm going to call this episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm going to do that to you again.
And probably next week too.
Yeah, probably next week and the week after that. Until. But just here's the thing, audience. Right? There's gonna reach a point at some point soon where I'm gonna give my last cliffhanger of this season. So like, you know, I it's like I'm not gonna be here. I'm just gonna be, you know, doing other stuff. But like, you know, I need you to know, right? Like at some point, the story arc will come to an end, and I will be handling it to Dave, and that will be my last cliffhanger.
One day I'm not going to be around anymore, and you're going to be sorry.
Ain't it true?
Nanny foo-foo.
Ain't it true? Well, you know, I mean, listen, this podcast is going to be around until the inevitable heat death of the universe. But before that happens, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, do the thing we always do and tell everybody out there that before the inevitable heat death of the universe, you should find us on the internet. We're on such places as Twitter and Instagram. Look for @HaplessHeroes. We're also on Facebook. Just look for Hapless Heroes Podcast. And we have a subreddit as well that we don't really monitor. But however, those places, I'll have links for you to find our wonderful, amazing community on our Discord server, which is where we hang out most of the time, talk with our fans and peoples, and, you know, discuss the show, discuss other topics, you know, and really just kind of, you know, it's just a cool, fun, chill place to hang out. You know, we try to keep it drama free, and we try to, you know, like keep all the episode discussions spoiler tagged in a specific channel. So really, you could just come in and hang out, and like, you know, even if you're not caught up or whatever, like you can still come say hi. Like we're all hanging out. So yeah, come say hello to us and whatnot. Or you know, if you really, really, really like us, you could also leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. Reading your reviews means a lot to us. We just absolutely love it. You just seeing all the kind and sweet things you say about us, because it's just like, you know, I don't know, I feel like it puts the wind in our sails, and we just love seeing it. So yeah, like if your podcast service doesn't let you do that, we have a channel on our Discord server called 5 Stars. You can say something nice about us, or you can email us at haplessheroes@gmail.com, and, you know, we'll see it and read it on the air and say something really nice right back to you. So yeah, I encourage you to reach out to us. But if you really, 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 really like us and want to show your support, you could donate to our Patreon. It's just patreon.com/haplessheroes. We got whole bunch of stuff on there that just dumps of like bloopers, behind the scenes audio, unreleased episodes, like all this stuff that we've just collected that has been hit the cutting room floor in some way, shape, or form, and thrown it onto Patreon for your listening pleasure. And it's like 6 years worth of content, and like, you know, I got a bunch in the backlog that I got to add up on there. We have a special channel on our Discord server too. You can hang out, and, you know, we occasionally do events and things like that. You know, it's all time permitting, as we are all busy people. But like, you know, we always try to find ways to give back to you, because I mean, your support means everything to us, and you're what keeps this show running. So thank you.
And if you like us right now, you like us, Sally Field and the whole deal. Speaking of the inevitable heat death of the universe, just go and read the short story The Last Question by Isaac Asimov, because it's really great and sweet, and it's one of my favorites. And don't forget to spay and neuter your pets.
Wow, that's it?
Oh, and if you like that short story, just tell somebody about our podcast.
Oh, okay. That's it, huh? That's pretty easy. Cool. Well, I guess...
And tell the vet that about our podcast, too, when you go to spay and neuter or neuter
That's
your
great.
pet.
That's so good for you. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do the thing I normally do and outro my cast, but it's messing me up because our cameras are all out of order now. So I can't be like starting on my right, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, and that makes me very sad. So starting on my virtual right, though, we do have Zach playing Pregnart.
Goodbye, my name is Pregnart.
Nicole is Boris the Butcher.
Man, I have no idea what I need to feed a giant crab.
Mike is Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
No matter what you say about me, I will always be the son of a god.
John is Lord Jarrell the Light.
Until next time.
And Dave as Absolute Integer Zero.
Good night, everyone. That's a new title. I like it.
And I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. We will see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye!
Bye.
See you never.
Losers.